This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Sky Sports' Adam Smith here at the Joshua-Usyk press conference. Well, the aftermath of the Joshua-Usyk press conference.
Only two left, Andy. They're having a photo of the security guys. It's fantastic from Spurs up on the dais at the moment, and it's going to be a wonderful occasion on Saturday night. I really, really, really wanted boxing coming to this stage. I can't tell you how hard I have personally worked with the Spurs guys to try and make this happen. And it's not my decision. It's obviously AJ's and Freddie's and Frank Smith's and Eddie's. But I came here 19 months ago, and I sat sort of in one of the amazing seats with my daughter watching the Liverpool Spurs game. And I was lucky enough to get a tour of the stadium all round, inside out, top of the south stand, everywhere, and it's just mind-blowing. It really is. I always wanted to take boxing to Anfield, and still do, because Liverpool's a special place and I'm a big fan, but I think that this is going to be something to remember on Saturday night. We've had wonderful nights at Wembley, we've had wonderful nights at Cardiff and all around the world and various other stadiums, but I think this stadium is made for boxing. I think when you hear acoustically what happens on Saturday night with the 67,000 packed in, it's designed so brilliantly, this place, and everybody's got a sort of great view and you're close, and I can't wait. They're fantastic, the people at Spurs, and you know, Daniel Levy said 18, 19 months ago, I'd love to have boxing here, and you know, why don't we get AJ, and then Frank came and he fell in love with it, and Freddie and his team, and you know, now we're here finally. We were going to be here in the summer of last year for Pulev, and then it was Pulev at Wembley, and then it was Fury and maybe in Saudi, and now it's happened. So I think everything tends to happen for a reason, or certainly, well, in boxing I'm not sure it does, but tends to, and I think, well, people say that. I think this is the right place for this fight. It's a fantastic fight, and it's going to be a great night, Andy.
It certainly will be. It's one which I'm sure everybody across the UK, not just the hardcore boxing fans, but obviously the casuals, will be looking forward to as well. But to come back to today's events, obviously the Joshua-Usyk press conference, the first time the pair of them faced off as well. What did you take from seeing them both up on the stage, Adam? Obviously, visibly, AJ bigger than Oleksandr, but Oleksandr certainly seems to have filled out a bit from what I saw. Yeah,
what we saw at the on Tuesday at the lack of the workouts, should we call them? We didn't see much at all, but he does look a little bit heavier in the shoulders. But yeah, this is a stylistic fight, and they both know it. These are two elite boxers, you know, at the top of their game, and size may prove decisive on the night. It could do. The old saying that a good big un beats a good little, and I don't think Usyk is that small. I think AJ will come in light anyway, because I think he's going to use his legs. I think he's going to be mobile, and I think they're going to pick their wits against each other. They're going to battle. They're going to. It's a sort of chess. It'll be a chess match to start with. I think it'll be tactically, you know, sort of who's going to get who's going to get centre ring, who's going to take the sort of the outside. You know, Usyk's brilliant at judging distance. You know, he's in and then he's away. Will Joshua's jab be potent? That's always a great punch against a southpaw. Will Joshua's lack of southpaw experience be a real problem? Will Usyk's lack of looking great at heavyweight be an issue? It's just a wonderful encounter. And what do we learn up there? We learn that they're two very, very serious elite athletes who are ready to go, and they know that the best man will win, and it's like, I'm sure Joshua believes he will, stop Usyk, and I think Usyk believes 100% deep down that he will outbox Joshua, and that styles make fights, and that this is what he's been waiting for. He's studied Joshua for 10 years. He's a very, very bright guy. He's a maverick. It's fascinating, and I think we didn't learn that much up there, other than that they have trained impeccably hard, and they are ready to go. AJ seems relaxed. He seems relaxed, and he says he's learning every day. It's a job. Usyk seems calm as well, very focused. The hard work's done. They look happy. Happy fighters are dangerous fighters, Andy. So I'd say they're both pretty dangerous and ready for Saturday.
AJ said to us in the huddle, he's coming for the knockout. He's confident he can secure a knockout victory, stop the bout within the distance. Do you share that same sentiment? Do you think this one will end within inside the distance?
You can see it happening, of course. Heavyweight boxing, it can end in a split second, as we know. I think those favouring Joshua in this fight would feel that he could stop Usyk probably middle to late rounds. But then I've heard quite a lot of people around the scene, people that I sort of regard in high esteem when it comes to sort of picking fights, who think Usyk could even stop him late. So it's all about, who gets their tactics right, who's allowed to implement their tactics better, and is AJ going to mix it up? He mixed it up against Pulev, which was good. He showed patience. He showed he's learnt a great deal, and he tried things out. He practiced maybe against Pulev, a little bit unkind to Pulev, but a very tough, hard warrior. But he's not in Usyk's class when it comes to boxing ability, nowhere near. So I don't think AJ can go in and practice on Saturday night. I think he's got to go in and nail it. Could it end within the distance? Yes, certainly for Joshua, less likely for Usyk. But you never know in this business, and not many people picked Andi Ruiz, did they, to upset Joshua in the Garden. Joseph Parker told me on the morning of that fight, write Andi Ruiz off at your peril, and that's what I would say about Oleksandr Usyk. He's a winner. He wins away from home. He's an elite fighter. Michael Moore beat Evander Holyfield as a smaller southpaw when Evander Holyfield was Evander Holyfield did a lot of great things after that, didn't he? It's a dangerous fight, this, for AJ. But it's a fight that he can win, of course.
How much pressure do you feel there is on Anthony's shoulders now, going into what could potentially be an undisputed bout with, if Tyson was to overcome Deontay, whether it be later this year or I'd imagine next year? How much pressure is there on AJ to win, but to look good doing so?
There's always pressure on Anthony Joshua's shoulders. He carries the hopes of a nation, or half a nation if you take away the Tyson Fury fans, and he packs out stadium shows. I mean, thousands are watching. I was watching the build today, a couple of days out. I was just looking at the amount of people that are out there on the pitch, and thinking back to when Anthony was, a young sort of teenager, and it's amazing where he's come from. And it's all really for him. Let's be honest. I mean, of course, Usyk has the chance of a lifetime to become world heavyweight champion, but it's AJ that is the superstar. He's the one that puts bums on seats, sells the tickets, and it is about him. So surely there's pressure on those shoulders each and every time he goes out. But I asked him a similar question in a fighter meeting just a while ago, and he's relaxed. And I think that he said, I want to be back in the gym, back in my place in Finchley on Monday, Tuesday. It's what he's about. And I think what I like about Anthony is he's always willing to take on anyone. What's interesting is, of course, that he was ready for Fury, or certainly preparing himself for Fury, and Tyson was preparing himself for Anthony. And now suddenly they've got two different opponents. Yeah, they've had a great deal of notice for those opponents, but mindset is interesting. And everyone talking about AJ Fury AJ, who's going to win, and Eddie told us, huge amounts of times it was going to happen, and it doesn't, and that's how boxing works. And now they've got two very, very tasty semi-finals. Matt Macklin was saying to me earlier, you wouldn't be surprised if it was suddenly Usyk Wilder, by mid-October. But I don't think so. I think the likelihood is it probably Joshua finds a way through, and probably Tyson, does what he did, or certainly similar, in the second fight. I was there for that. It was an incredible performance by Fury. But Wilder's got the bit between his teeth. He punches harder than anyone, single puncher in the heavyweight division for many, many years. You can't predict both, really. I suppose most people would say it will be Joshua. Most people would say it will be Fury. But it wouldn't surprise you, would it? It certainly wouldn't surprise me if it was the other way around.
Certainly wouldn't, Adam. Just move through the card as well. Obviously, we saw we'll say again, a little altercation between Florian Marku and Maxime Prodan. What did you make of it?
We are now the last two people in the building. So we have really worked this day, haven't we? It's is it 5:30 or something almost?
It is, yes.
I think we arrived at 10 o'clock this morning. Because we love it, Andy. That's why we love it. The card is, look, we've got Lawrence Okoli on. I've been really impressed with what Lawrence has done, going from a McDonald's to this. I mean, a little bit like, Anthony, and that's why Anthony really likes Lawrence Okoli, because he's seen him get that that opportunity and use it. And he's had his critics, Lawrence, a lot over the last 3 or 4 years that, he's not got an attractive star. But since he's sort of meshed up with Shane McGuigan, he looks really dangerous, doesn't he? And he's got huge power, and I really can't wait to see that. He's in with an unbeaten fighter, first defence. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing Callum Smith, who he's smiling this week. That shows that he doesn't have to make super middleweight anymore. I've always believed he's a light heavyweight in super middleweight's clothing, or certainly for the last 2 or 3 years. But he won the Super Series. He's had a massive night with Canelo, a big financial night, and also he had the chance to go in with the best, and that's great. And now he's got his hunger back. He's changed trainers. He's got freshened up. He had a great time with Joe Gallagher. Now he's with Buddy McGirt. Something different out in the States. Up at light heavyweight, could he become a 2-weight world champion? He certainly seems hungry enough. And I thought maybe after the Canelo fight, he's made his family secure, hasn't he? And how much did he want it? Those Smith brothers, they're special, aren't they? You sort of want them to hang around in boxing for forever, and they won't. But they're a pretty special family, and I'm really pleased Callum's back, and look forward to seeing tough first fight at light heavyweight. Looking forward to that, and Campbell Hatton on, and Florian Marku. I mean, he's a real character, isn't he? He does sometimes just that line that he crosses, but. Remember the story in the bubble. I think that he was going after one of the other fighters who wasn't even in the ring with. Wasn't it? I think it was McCauley. I think he was banging on his door at 12 o'clock at night and keeping everyone up. And that's Florian for you. He's no, don't go, Johnny, wait, I'm coming. I'll be 2 minutes. Johnny Nelson. Yeah. I've only worked with him for 25 years, and he's finished. I can't believe I just found him. That's quite difficult, pinning Johnny down. What an amazing story Johnny Nelson had. Sorry to divert, but what an amazing story he had as a fighter. Going from, talk about Anthony, where he's come from, where Lawrence has come from. Johnny, 10 of 13 amateur fights he lost. Lost his first 3 pro fights. Got hounded out of Sheffield. Ended up being the longest reigning cruiserweight champion of all time. And as he claims, a heavyweight champion. WBF, WBU, I'm not so sure. But he was actually a sort of versioned heavyweight champion of the world. So he did it. I really just think Evander Holyfield and David Haye have done it. So can Oleksandr Usyk become the next? Not many Southpaw world heavyweight champions. Michael Moorer, Charles Martin, very briefly. Never happened for Audley. Don't know. Interesting, won't it?
Final one.
If that happens.
Final one, Adam, because I know you're about to go. The Boxer tournament announced today. Just talk to me about that.
Yeah, listen, I'm really excited about working with, I have been working for the last 4 months sort of underground with Ben Shalom and John Wischusen. They're great. They're a fantastic team. Boxer are going to be brilliant. They're going to be innovative. They're going to be fresh. They're going to be new. We've got the 4-year deal with them. We've signed some really good fighters already. There'll be more to come. We've got Top Rank, fantastic 4-year global deal. They've got ESPN. They've got Loma, who was here. They've got Inoue. They've got Crawford. Fantastic. We're going to get a great schedule. We've already got a really good schedule. It's probably going to get even better before Christmas. It's a work in progress. There's a new era. Eddie went to DAZN, and that's happened, and we're rebuilding. But of course, we work professionally, of course, for Anthony on Fight Week. We're all in the same boat, trying to make it as amazing night on Saturday. So that's fantastic. Great professionalism this week, showed by Matchroom and Sky, and I think that's really good. But we're very excited about working with Boxer, and it all kicks off next week. The tournament shows are going to be fantastic. November the 6th, the first one in Liverpool, and we can't wait. It's something different, new audience, new sort of concept. We saw Prize Fighter, we've seen Ultimate Boxer, but we're going to shake it up even more with different people there, different vibe, different feel, different energy, different editorial stuff, creative stuff behind the scenes is going to be brilliant. It's a whole new world after 30 years of Sky history. So we are in it, and we're in it to win it. Andy, we're going to be strong, we're going to be robust, we've got the best platform in the UK, and the team's got their mojo back. There's a challenge. Eddie's gone off to DAZN. Fighters have got choices. Fighters are the winners. Fans are the winners. The more the merrier. BT and Frank and all the rumours of DAZN taking over BT. It's all these balls spinning. Everything's happening out there, and it's great for fans. It's great for fighters. So any fighters that want to come to Sky, we've got the best platform in the UK, and with ESPN and Top Rank, we've got the best platform in the States as well. Anyone who wants to be a superstar, Andy, they know where to come.
Is that how you sold it to Anthony Joshua?
AJ's loyal. AJ's loyal. He's done a deal with Matchroom. He's kept Robert McCracken all the way through. I hope and I believe he stays with Sky. We've had a fantastic relationship, and I believe we'll have a relationship all the way through his career. I think he loves Sky. I think we're synonymous with him. We've given him a great platform. We've got a fantastic relationship. The people at Sky have, press conferences at Sky HQ, all of that. But also, I think, he's brought a huge amount to us. I think it's a great relationship. Why change it? Why move off the best platform in the UK? AJ's a sensible man. He's a loyal man. We've known him a long time.
Adam, we will leave it there. Leave you to shoot off and find them before they leave you stranded here at Spurs Stadium. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Andy, take care.
Cheers, Adam.